It's time again for our Studio U class, and we're so glad that you decided to join us tonight because this is going to be a particularly fun and festive class. We've got Roxanne Buchholz with us, of course. She's our wonderful teacher and instructor and template maker. And we've got myself. I'm here to give away points and make random comments. And Brooke Mayer is on the line, and she is a wonderful template maker and does everything around here that I don't want to do, and is the person that is going to answer your questions that you can. Feel free to write in that little question box there on your screen, and she'll answer you. And I'll try to keep track of those as well and see if we can get Roxanne answering some live for you later when she works in studio. So again, thank you, and thanks for the feedback that you can hear me. I forgot to ask, and I guess before we totally get started, I'm going to find a name for some free points. Let's see, I've got Lisa Sandigren, or Sandigren is probably how you say it. Anyway, Lisa, thank you for joining us tonight, and we're going to get Brooke to put 25 publishing points in your Heritage Makers account, so watch for those. Okay, let's turn this over to Roxanne, and thanks again for preparing this class for us.
Wonderful. Well, thank you, Cynthia. I'm glad to be here tonight with all of you. It's hard to believe that we are talking about holiday greetings already, but it is here. This is a time when we've got to get going on our holiday cards. So I'm going to show you some inspiration tonight, and then we'll show you some tips and tricks in studio as well. All right, tonight we're going to start out with some festive party invitations along with our holiday greetings that we send out every year. A lot of us like to host holiday get-togethers, either, open houses or cocktail parties or ugly sweater parties. So we've got a whole bunch of new party invitations for you this year. We've got one here called Gold Glitter Party, which is a whole from a new collection that I created, which is all gold and glitter things, which is very fun to work with. If you're not a gold person and you like silver instead, I'll give you a quick little tip. If you take either the embellishment or the paper and you add either a gray partial still to it or change it to black and white filter, it will instantly turn it to silver. So that's a great little tip to remember. If anything gold can go silver, or vice versa. Silver can go to gold as well if you use the sepia tone. All right, and then we've got this great, very simple snowflake party. This is easy. It's just blue and white. You can easily pick any color for the background you want. It could be a bright red if you like. If you don't like snowmen or snowflakes, you can actually turn these to use some of our ornament art if you'd like. So very easy to change up to fit whatever your theme is. We've got this fun eat, drink, and be merry kind of festive, brighter colors just for a holiday party. And then we also have a cocktail theme, more of a sophisticated party, adult party, maybe a office holiday party, something like that. And also be aware that a lot of times that we do the coordinating address labels as well. So be looking for the full set of those. Okay, so tonight I'm going to talk about our 5x7 invitation style first, which is kind of the core of our holiday cards. They seem to be the most popular year after year. So I'm going to show you some of the newest designs that we have. We have all different styles. We have from the very simple and clean, the simple washi Christmas. And if you don't know, washi refers to tape. It's a style of tape, so you'll hear washi tape quite often. We've got this holly jolly Christmas. We've got a reindeer holiday, which has kind of the chalkboard feeling to it. And then we have good holiday cheer. What's fun about these invitations is you can either add photos on the back or, a holiday letter, or just a nice contrasting piece of paper would be great too. There's lots of different options. We try to fill the template gallery with different styles as well as different numbers of photos. If you have one family photo, we've got lots of one photo options as well as multiple photo options. These are also 7x5 invitation style. We've got Tiny Christmas, which this is nice and simple and clean. You can put a photo on the back or a letter again. Nice contemporary feeling here, peace, love, and joy. fun ho 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 with the holly leaves, Merry Christmas one, and also this monogram family banner where you can change out the little monogram on the banner. These all use single photos, so it's nice and simple. And the other thing, too, you have to remember is that we don't always, not all of us go take the big formal professional photographer photo shoot every winter or fall. It's okay to use, everyday photos of your family. Here's one from the pumpkin patch. Here's one of you just playing out in the park. This is a great example of black and white. Sometimes if we don't use a professional photographer and maybe one day we got a great photo, but we were all in different color outfits, nothing coordinated, it didn't look holiday at all. If you change it to a black and white photo or add a sepia filter to it, it's all the colors, they all turn to black and white and shades of gray, so everything coordinates perfectly. So remember, you can take an ordinary photo and do, extraordinary things with it, if you will. It'll look like a holiday photo. All right, and we also came out probably, I don't know, maybe a year or two ago with these 8x4 photo cards. These cards are one size only, so they're a nice thick stock, and then they're white on the back, but they print beautifully on the front. They look just like any other Heritage Makers card product. These are wonderful. We got some new designs here. This is called Claus and Company, so it's kind of like S. Claus and Company LLC, Maker of Fine Toys, which features one photo here, if your kids are holding their teddy bears or some other, maybe an antique toy that they had. Fun, playful here, chalkboard kind of concept with 3 photos and the washi tape again. If you had 4 photos, here's another example of 4 everyday photos of you just shooting your kids' picture at the park, turn them into black and white, and they instantly go together perfectly. And then we also have this on-the-grid holiday, which, once again, this can be colorized and changed into any color that fits whatever, outfits you happen to be wearing. If you like traditional Christmas colors, red and green, you could easily change this up. This one features 4 photos, but once again, you might have 2 photos, and then you could change these other blocks to solid colors or other pieces of paper, so you can pick and choose the combinations and the amounts of photos that you'd like to use. All right, and we have not left out our Hanukkah friends. We've got lots of great Hanukkah cards this year, too. We've got this Good Hanukkah Cheer, which features 3 different photos. Shalom at Hanukkah. This is great for when you have, the professional photo shoot and you've got so many great photos to choose from. You can't just pick one for your the front of your holiday greeting card. This way you can choose, lots of different options here, and then maybe a big one on the back would look great, or a holiday letter. More modern twist, peace, love, and light. And also this one, if you like a little sparkle and a little bling here, Hanukkah is in kind of like a diamond lettering, so it's real fun. Shine bright this Hanukkah. So lots of great options. A lot of times this year I've been hearing that somebody will find a Christmas card that they like, but they really wish it was a Hanukkah card, or they really wish it was, a happy everything type of card. You guys just have to remember that these are templates, and they're really just ideas or starting points. And I use my templates all the time. I started with this Merry Christmas one, very clean and simple, and I said, well, I know I'm going to be asked for a Hanukkah one, so I went ahead and just, duplicated the design, and then I just changed the letters and the colors to say Happy Hanukkah. I did it one more time, copy and duplicate, and made a Happy Everything, which is perfect if you've got a fall photo, or just, you have friends of different religious groups, or they're not religious, so it kind of covers everything that way. So always remember that a template is just a template, and you can completely customize it to say and mean whatever you want it to be. And I did it one more time here with this Merry Little Christmas. I started down here with Merry Little Christmas, and once again, with an easy duplication, change the photo, change the copy a little bit, and I just put a different little piece of word art in here. It instantly becomes a Happy Hanukkah card. So always remember that it's so easy to customize our templates, but they give you a great place to start with an idea. All right, and a lot of times we just run out of time. I know the time is getting close already. What if you don't have a family photo this year? Well, we've got lots of great options in the template gallery and places for you to start. We have this new one here called Special Holiday Greetings, and it's by Cynthia, which I love. This one. I think it's great too, and kind of fun and playful, and yet it has that kind of that craft paper, which I love. I did this one last year. This is actually a template based off of my holiday card last year. I got to photo shoot time, and all three of my boys, they're teenagers now, and then my husband, they were all protesting they didn't want a photo. So I had to come up with something clever to do instead of the traditional family photo, which I've done for 15 years. So I kind of came up with this infographic card. It's got infographics on front and back. It tells all the kids' likes and where we traveled. We did a road trip this year, but all these little icons can easily be changed out to, an airplane, or one of my sons plays baseball. You could change it to a soccer ball. But I actually got so many compliments on this card. I was really impressed. I didn't know if people would mention that they didn't get the family photo, but I got more people calling and emailing me about this infographics card. So it's one to look out for if you're lacking a family photo this year. There's also lots of just great holiday cards. I love this one here by Michelle Bell. It's, all the word art in the shape of a tree, which is easy to customize. One by Anna Bates with her great floral designs, and this cute one here by Carrie Peratt. These little button people are just adorable, the little snowman. And you just copy and paste how many little kids you have. So you just make extra snowmen if you have more, or delete some if you only have 2 kids. But these are great, and a lot of our non-photo cards make wonderful, corporate holiday cards. I always do. My husband's businesses always get cards made by Heritage Makers too. They make great holiday cards, and you just drop in the company logo, and they're great for that as well. All right, I know this is probably what you guys have been waiting for. How many of you have heard about our new die cut cards? I am so excited about these cards. They are just great. I mean, I love our cards in general, but adding these new die cut edges on them is just amazing. Everybody is going to love them when they get them this year for their holiday cards, and I personally cannot decide on what shape I'm going to use because there's so many great options, but I know I need to make a choice soon. So this one here is template 128793, and then we also have this nice round circle one here too, and here's the template number for this one. So let's go in and take a look at some of the different options. We've got actually 4 die cut options. Actually, we have 5. We've got 2 brace sizes: leaf, circle, and square. So this is the brace, and this is one of the circles. So let's go take a closer look. All right, here's some of our new 5x7 brace die cut cards. So these are great. These take the traditional 5x7 holiday cards that we had that were just square and add such a beautiful edge onto them. I think this has got to be my favorite shape. It's elegant, it's unique. It's definitely going to make a statement when, your friends and family open it and take it out of the envelope this year. So these are some of our newest and some of my favorite ones. So you've got this scallop holiday one. Let's see, this is Holly Jolly. This is the Snow-Filled Holiday, From Our Family to Yours. This is the Special Holiday Greetings, and Bubbly Holidays. As you can see, we've taken a lot of our 5x7 standards and we just converted them over. Like I showed you this one a couple slides ago. This is a Special Holiday Greetings by Cynthia. It's really easy to take a 5x7 standard card and do the import page and change it into this beautiful die-cut edge card. And I also want to point out, too, these look like gold foil. Gold foil is really hot right now. You see it all over the place. Anna Bates came up with this art collection. It's new in the template gallery, not in the template gallery, in Studio Now. You can find her collection. And it's beautiful. It's not actually gold foil stamped when you get it back, but she has created a way to create the artwork so it's got that same look as gold foil. Lots of beautiful pieces in there, which make these fun and modern cards. And then this is also a brace card, but this is a brace on our 8x4 cards, photo cards that are front side only. The ones I showed you before, the 5x7s, are front and back. But these 8x4s are one side only. So we've got, it's actually, it's the same kind of shape as the last one, but it's actually kind of more dramatic. So you can see it's got a really nice, distinctive curved edge to it. It's just absolutely beautiful. We've got Shine Bright with kind of the sparkly diamond letters. We've got Be of Good Cheer. You know, if your family consists of maybe you and your husband and some pets, I love getting holiday cards with, you know, people's pets on them. It's so fun. You know, they're kind of our little fur babies and stuff. So show off your pet if you don't have children in the house anymore. There's this Shine Bright Hanukkah one, and there's also this Washi Winter Wonderland one. So some great options there. All right, and this shape is called our leaf die cut shape. I kind of call it like a retro shape, but retro is really modern right now, so it's great. It's just enough to add interest to it. I think it's a really interesting shape with just the curved edge on two of the sides. This one is called Natural Christmas. Very simple. These both use one photo only, wishing you joy. Once again, everything is customizable, easy to change the colors to match whatever your family is wearing in the photos. It's great. This Believe in the Magic is it's a subway card, if you will. So you can change it's all text here, and it's varying degrees of transparency. So you can change the colors up all you like, and you can change the words very easily too to say whatever you want it to say. So I really am liking this card, and plus you can show off 4 of your favorite photos this year. And this one for Shine Bright, which is kind of a bright, fun play on Christmas using a single photo. All right, and like I mentioned earlier, we've got a ton of 5x7 beautiful cards in the gallery, but they're all kind of, you know, the straight, plain edges, if you will, now. I mean, these were great before, but now that we have these beautiful die-cut edges, we're going to want to be doing that a lot. So the design team, we've all gone back and taken some of our 5x7 traditional cards and applied them to the import page and did the special die-cut edge on them, but we have not gotten to all the cards by any means. So if you happen to go through the template gallery and stumble across a 5x7 or another card that you really love, you love the design of, but you really want the edges, let's go into Studio, and I'm going to show you how that's done using our import page feature. All right, let's go on over here. All right, so the thing to remember is your template gallery is up here in the upper right-hand side. We're going to go and browse the gallery. And you're just going to look through. We're adding new cards every day. You can see lots of different ones have been coming in over the last couple days. I don't even have these in my presentation because a lot of them are so new. But you can kind of just keep scrolling down and look, or you can use the navigation here over on the left-hand side and narrow down your search. So you can say, I want to look for all the 5x7 invitations. So you can click on that, and you can see we have nearly 1,300 just plain square invitation styles. So any of them would be easy and also candidates to put one of the beautiful die-cut edges on. So in order to use the import page, you have to have started one of these cards from the template gallery or from another project you have started. So if you scroll down, I'm looking for one I want to put a pretty edge on. We can say, I like this ho, ho, ho one, so we're going to click on it, and then we're going to say personalize. So you don't actually have to take the next step and actually open that project. You'll see in a minute here, it'll say open this project. But all it is it's taking from the template gallery and putting it into your unfinished project. So, okay, so now we have the option to either open it and work on this one, but we want to work on the die cut edge one. So we're going to go back to my studio. And we're going to, I see it here. So let's just go in. I like to go in to see all my projects that I'm working on. So let's say I'm going to start a new project, and I want to do that brace style 5x7 on this ho, ho, ho. So we're going to start a new project, blank project, greeting cards, and then I'm going to scroll down here to what all of our new products are, and I want this 5x7 brace die cut card. And that was a horizontal layout, so I'm going to go ahead and choose the landscape version, and we'll call that ho, ho, ho. and we'll continue. So now this is going to open up just the plain blank brace die cut edge card. All right, so as soon as this opens, you'll notice that you've got this navigation toolbar along the bottom. This is your Content Explorer. As it's loading here, it'll show up in just a second. All right, so down here is your Content Explorer, all these tabs down here. I'm going to go ahead and turn off the design guides here because I know all the different things to look for. So I'm going to turn it off up over here on the right-hand side just to have a clean working surface. And then I'm going to go to My Projects. So your current project is showing back and front. There's nothing on there yet. And actually, I'm going to point this out too on here. My project has just gone through a change. And before it was just listed as words, so you would scroll down and just find the name of your project. But now you have the option of visually seeing your project, which is wonderful. It's an easy way. I can never remember what I've named all my projects. I've done thousands upon thousands of projects. So this way I get a little thumbnail of it. I can click on it, and I can easily see the front and the back of my project that I want to import onto my new shape. So I'm going to click here on the front. And if you click on this, you can see all the pieces that have been used in that project before. So all I'm going to do now is I'm going to say import page. And this basically tells you that if you have anything on your design board now, it's going to delete everything because the import page deletes everything and puts that new design on top. So you always start with a blank page. So it's blank. I'm going to say, yes, import this page. And as you can see, it instantly pasted that other design onto this new die cut edge shape. If you'll notice, it's imported in, but some of my type and my text has gotten a little bit too close to the edges. The die cut edges definitely cut in a little bit on your design, so you'll need to reposition things a little bit. So the ho 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 is a little too close to the edges here too. You can see the purple dashed line. That's kind of your safe zone. You want to have any copy and text well within that area so it's not maybe accidentally cut off. So we're going to unlock it, and we're going to scale that down a little bit. Excuse me. And then we are going to take this photo, and I'm going to scale this one down a little bit too, just to make it a little smaller, fit in a little bit better. And in this case, it might be a little too tight with the photo here, so I might just click on these two pieces of text here. I'm going to grab one, hold down the Shift key, and select the second piece, and then go ahead and unlock it. And then I'm going to probably move it up here to the top on this design. And as you can see, the white doesn't work very well on this background, so I'm going to go ahead and select the type. We can change the color here if we want to. Let's just make it black. We'll just do it simple. Change it to black. Great, something like that. We can, you can always move in the little pieces of holly if you want a little bit more showing. But basically, the import page gives you a quick way of taking any 5x7 card or any of our other style cards and quickly using the import page to add on one of our new die cuts or pop-out shapes to it. Has everybody got that down?
I think so. Yeah, we're not getting too many questions. I think we wanted just to have you review one more time how you scaled that photo down.
Oh, absolutely. If you click on the photo, it's like any embellishments, photos, papers, they all work the same way. You're just going to grab on a corner here. See where I'm grabbing the corner here? I'm getting the little arrow. We can just drag. I'm just grabbing it and dragging it up and down that way. You can also use it on the side too if you want, in and out that way. It just takes a little practice, but once you kind of learn how to scale it up and down, and then you kind of just shift it, I'm just clicking on it and holding it down and then dragging it into position. So it's easy to readjust and scale photos with grabbing that corner. If you want to rotate, you're going to grab the little corner or the little handle that kind of sticks up, and then see the little arrow tool. That's how you rotate it that way too. If you actually wanted to make it a dynamic photo, just make sure when you rotate things that, see how my photo now is too small really? You need to actually scale your photo up a bit so that you've got it covering all the edges. This photo doesn't work well with the angles, but you're kind of getting the picture of how you rotate things. And just make sure your photo and paper always goes beyond this gray area here. These are our crop marks, but you want, instead of stopping your design or photo where the crop marks would go, make sure your photo goes all the way beyond that gray. Don't stop it in this area here or you'll get some white. Make sure you just, be very generous and drag your photo well beyond kind of that gray outer area here. And anything that hangs beyond that part will not show, so that's, just fine to leave it hanging out there without cropping it and nice and clean. So it's fine to let it hang out a little bit. All right, let's see what else we have over here. All right, so I showed you quickly how to do that. Import page, you'll use it a lot once you get into Studio. And it's easy, like if you have this card and you want to make a brag bag or something, you can definitely have a coordinating brag bag or a holiday love mug. It's fun to take designs you've already done and then import the page and put it on several different products. All right, and then we have these fun 5x5 circle die cuts too. I love these. I love 5x5s in general. I don't know if it's square or circle. Something about the 5x5 is really unique. So these are really just what they are. They're 5x5 and they're circle. They don't punch out of a card. They're just 5x5 like this. And these have front designs, and then on the back side they're also printed back. These three versions here just have full bleed photos on the back. So it's one way to put your holiday greeting on the front and then put a nice full photo on the back. So some great options. Everything, of course, is custom colors can be achieved by just using your little eyedropper tool and then selecting colors right out of your photo so everything coordinates nicely. And we have square die cuts as well. I think I probably did the most of the square die cuts for some reason. I was really drawn to the shape. They were fun and easy to work with. I took that washi winter wonderland that you saw before in the 8x4 style and did the import page, and kind of, instead of having 3 photos across, I just deleted off the 2 outer photos and made it down to a single photo, which worked perfectly on this 5x5. This is called Christmas Post. It's kind of fun, kind of the like you would see the old kind of vintage style postcards, the little edges of the envelopes, easy to monogram, change. Once again, you can use a full photo on the back. You can just use paper, or I put a solid piece of paper here, and you could write a little holiday greeting and note here. So there's lots of different things you can do with the backs or the fronts of these cards. And this one was cheers, and it's got this great little just transparent piece down here, so your photo will show even from behind the little transparent piece. So it's really like a full color photo. All right, and here's some more 5x5 square die cut options. This one's actually kind of a Thanksgiving or fall inspired one. I have a couple of friends who were way on the ball, and they send out fall cards every year, and they get their kind of holiday greetings out of the way. They don't have to send them out at Christmas then. They get it done early in the fall, and I think it's a great idea. We all love taking photos when the leaves are turning color and the kids are playing in the leaves. This is a great way to go ahead and get those holiday cards done early. Also, a lot of people really love penguins. We got a lot of great different winter animals. This would be, of course, for a family of 4. You can see the family here in the back. But all these, there's little individual penguins. Some have little, in the art collection, there's some have scarves. You can make some like little girls with holly in their hair. I added this little Santa hat. So you can just add on your little penguins, as many as you have. It's all just text. It's not word art, so it's easy to change up your holiday greeting and say whatever you'd like it to say. And then here's another one. I just thought that was pretty. I love these pieces of word art here from one of our new collections. And once again, it uses a little transparent piece down here so you can see the photo even from behind. So, and a nice pattern piece back here. So lots of wonderful options in the gallery for you. And then I did this one year, and I thought it was wonderful, and I know more and more people are doing it. We get so busy in the year. A lot of us move often. You know, there's marriages in the family. There's new baby. It's hard to get all this stuff together and send out announcements for new baby and new home. Well, why don't you combine the holiday card with the new house, or have it for your wedding announcement, or, you know, to introduce your new baby. So these are lots of great options here. We've done several. That here, the Davidsons have a new home for the holidays. It's perfect. It's got all your new information on it. But on the flip side is kind of your holiday card. So happy holidays, a couple of family photos, and then your holiday greeting down below. If you're a new bride and groom, everybody loves to see photos from the wedding. Easy to do, wishing you a simply magical Christmas, you know, and sharing your magical event that you just had with them. That'd be great. And then this one is Bless the Season with the arrival of Cora Michelle Davidson. You know, it's your other kids snuggling with their new baby sister. It's all her birth weight details. And on the back is then a full photo of the baby. So you can actually, you know, tackle two things at once. So great use of kind of multi-purpose holiday cards. All right, and then we are certainly going to wow them this winter with pop-out cards. I just showed you die cuts. The die cuts just come with the die cut special edge, but pop-out cards are really, they're in a 5x7 size, and they'll arrive just like you're seeing them here. Here's the full view version, and it's actually the shapes are perforated out of the cards. So it won't be this heavy line around it, but it'll just be the little perforations, and so when your recipient receives it, they'll be able to pop out these little shapes, and they all have a little hole in them, and you can add a string or a little piece of ribbon, and they'll have a little ornament that they can hang on their tree or wherever they like from the rearview mirror. Just wonderful. I love these little cards. I mean, it's just the little circle ornament. This is a circle shape. This is the brace, the snowflake, and the tapered, and they are two-sided, and they are absolutely gorgeous. So these do not come with a little string, but I think what I'm going to do with mine, I'm probably going to do pop-out, maybe. I don't know. But if I do, I'm probably going to cut a little piece of ribbon that kind of matches whatever outfits we have, and I'm probably going to enclose a little piece of ribbon in the card with them, so when people get it, they can instantly tie on that little ribbon and be ready to hang it on their tree. So here's a couple of template numbers. So you can see these here, and these other two are further in my presentation, so we'll come up to those. But how many of you are liking these pop-out and die cuts? Aren't they just fabulous? I know you guys have been asking for them for years, so they are finally here. All right, so I'm going to get into more specifics. So here's some options for our brace pop-out cards. We've got this contemporary, just simple and clean beige stripes holidays. Once again, the stripes can be easily customized to match whatever colors you want or that match your photos. We've got Hanukkah Post, which has got the photo and the greeting here, and then on the back has a nice little family monogram, Hanukkah 2014, and your names. And I love this one, this warm holiday wishes from your family, and a full photo on the back. So just adorable. And we also have a circle pop out. So this is kind of what I call the traditional ornament shape. So we have this cute little happy holidays one, modern and fun. And I love this geometric pattern here, the season's greetings. And then we have this elegant floral chalkboard as well. So as you can see, we've done several of these designs that we love in multiple shapes. So if you love one design, if you love this like chalkboard, but you don't particularly like the shape, it's probably done in several different other options as well, different card die cuts and sizes. So look around if you see something you like. If we don't have it, use the import page and you can make it on any shape and size that you'd like. All right, here's the fun snowflake pop-out card. Here's a warm winter wishes, cute little snowflake with the year going around. Nice full photo on the back. This one is Jack Frost is nipping at your nose, this lovely holiday. And this is a simple snowflake one with a cute little full color photo on the back. And then we have our tapered pop-out cards. These are great. This is Whimsical Holiday, Happy Holidays, and this is a holiday birth announcement, which is kind of that multi-purpose thing again, too. So these are wonderful options. You can do, you've got the full access to the front and full access to the back, so you can do, full photos, partial photos, just copy. It could be a little bit of a letter if you wanted it to be. But your recipient, the card will come with the full design that you see here. It will not have this harsh red line around it. It's just the way our gallery previews it. This will just be perforated little dots into the paper itself. So it will not be that obvious, but it'll be obvious that it punches out. So it's just an easy way for us to see it here. All right, so I hope we all got inspired to get working on our holiday greeting card. Next week is our sale off of greeting cards. You get an extra 10% off at checkout. So now is the time to be working on those. Save your favorites in the template gallery that you want to work on. Get those going, get photos taken, this weekend or as soon as possible, or pull something out of your archives, maybe from a summer vacation at the beach. Any of those photos from vacations make wonderful, great holiday card pictures. So we need to get working here.
That's right. Roxanne, we've got a lot before you head on into your lesson. We don't have a lot of questions, but we do have a lot of people shouting out that they are excited about those pop-out and die-cut cards, and so am I.
Wonderful.
And I get a fun job of, Brooke and I get our hands on things first because we do the samples and get the samples from the press and everything. And I have to tell you, these are nice cards. And those pop-outs, they come out just super easy. They don't have snaggy edges, but it just looks so cool as a full card. And then you just gently pop it out. And so I'm pretty sure I will do pop-out cards this year. But anyway, the 10% is good on the pop-outs and die-cut cards as well. So yes, you can get that extra little discount there. But that extra 10%, let's see, how do you do it? We also have bulk card discounts that apply all the time once you start ordering cards in quantities of 25 and over, but those bulk discounts don't apply to die cuts and pop-outs. Die cuts and pop-outs actually come in packages of 12, and because they're a brand new card and a brand new process for us, we're not offering those bulk discounts. But yes, during that week of the 10% off all greeting cards, you get that on the pop-out and die cuts. Okay, so I have got another name before we continue. The name is Jennifer Cook, and she is with us tonight, and we're so glad, and we're going to have Brooke put 25 publishing points into your account. So thank you, Jennifer, and thanks for this great class. Let's continue on, Roxanne.
Okay, great. Let's see here. All right. So what do all these templates have in common? I've showed you lots of templates tonight for holiday cards, but all of these have something in common, which you can see here, that is blur and transparency, that you probably didn't even realize was kind of happening on some of these cards. It's often used very subtly, but it adds an elegance and a depth to any of your studio projects. As you can see here, these little leaves have a little bit of transparency with them, so you can see through to the back of this little diamond pattern. I will show you how to do this kind of ombre effect using, it's two colors of blue and one has a blur effect added to it, which does this nice transitional gradation to blend colors together. You can use transparency on text as well as shapes and photos. There's lots of different things you can do with blur and transparency. It adds a lot, but I always use it kind of sparingly. I don't want to overdo it too much, just a little hint. So let's take a look here. So if you're not familiar with blur and transparency, where do I find it and why do I use blur? So you can find it in your toolbox. It's in the Effects tab here, and it's this first button here, Blur. So this blur is at 0. So as you scroll this little triangle scale thing up, it will get more and more increasingly blurred. So maximum blur would be over at this end. So here's an example of a card I was just talking about. Let me go back. I actually made the colors a little bit stronger here so you can see. These are actually 2 solid pieces of paper, or just colored filled boxes. If I put the 2 together, it makes a solid hard line, which looks okay. But if I kept the background paper, this lighter blue, and took this darker blue paper and I added a bit of a blur to it, like I just took and scaled it across, it actually created this little bit of a gradation effect here, if you can see this. So it does this nice kind of transition into this ombre effect. So it's great for creating, like if you want a snow look at the bottom of your card with a white, you can do a nice white blur up into like a blue sky color, or have a patterned paper in the back. It's a great way to use that with blur, with that effect. Blur, you can use blur with sometimes photo effects and stuff, but here I always use it in small doses, and I'm going to concentrate on using it with paper and color. And then your transparency tool is in the same place, toolbox, effects, and it's the second one right under the blur. So transparency is 0 transparency over here, and as you drag it up, it will become more and more transparent. So as you can see here, this card here is if I would have put these white circles on and they were in their 100% fill stage. It's not very attractive at all. It kind of looks a little amateurish, and all these confetti pieces are solid too. So as you play, you can change the transparency to varying amounts on the confetti and kind of like these snow effects. So you just kind of get it to where it's pleasing for you, and you can see a little bit through to the photo showing through, and then it kind of adds this depth and dimension to it. So I think it turned out to be a beautiful card when it really didn't start out that way, but you just add the transparency and it just takes it to a different level. All right, it's studio time, so let me go ahead and get into studio, and if you have any questions, we can start looking at those. Let's see here. Let me find where my project is. All right, let's go back over here, and let me show you some of those techniques of transparency and blur. So I've gone ahead and taken several of those cards that I was just showing you, and I just put them, I did the import page and just pulled them onto a 12 by 12 scrap page just so I didn't have to keep jumping in and out of projects. So you'll see them here coming in. So this is really an 8 by 4 photo card, but I have just imported the page and put it onto the 12 by 12 to easily work on to show you. So here's how you take this subway type card here. And these are all just text boxes. So you can easily change these words to say whatever you'd like. First of all, I'm going to turn off the design guides to have a clean workspace. And then you also have the option up here under View to decide whether you want to use the toolbox, which is this traditional toolbox here, or if you like the little toolbar that pops up down below. I'm just more comfortable working with the toolbox, so I go ahead and I turn off the toolbar so I don't have the two things running at once. Once again, it's View, and then here's where you turn them on or turn them off. So we can do things like, I'm going to get this text box, and sometimes if they're back a layer, you'll need to unlock it. And these down here are the buttons to bring to the front or send to the back. If you toggle over them, it says exactly what it does. So I'm going to go ahead and bring that to the front. So now if you can see this, let me make it a little bit bigger here. You can see that this text, even though I have it gray, if I click on the Effects tab, you can see that I've got 70% transparency added to it. As I toggle up and down, you can see how it makes it. There's where it's solid, but I kind of like how you kind of saw the different layers showing from behind. It gives us this neat dimension to it. But this is text, so we could just change this. I'm going to double click. I'm going to highlight it, and let's say joy to the world if you wanted, which is great. We can make that a little bit smaller again. I think I had it set at 42 before, but all this is adjustable, so you can move things around. We can double click on that text, highlight it, and let's say wishing you love and happiness, so you can completely customize this design. And this is gray text, but maybe you wanted to pull out more of the blue in the design. Let's make it a blue design instead. I'm going to go here to the text color selector, and I'm going to grab my little eyedrop tool, and then I'm going to come over here, and I'm going to grab maybe the blue out of the blue jeans here. Perfect. I'm going to send it to back a couple layers again, just so it tucks behind. I might make it a little smaller, so a little more shows. So you can definitely play with the transparency of text. See how I'm doing that? It's just fun. There's lots of things you can do. Here's another text layer here. Actually, I think this is actually another. Oh, I know I did here. This is actually a text box, but I added fill color to the box. Here is, if I take the transparency off, it's a solid text box fill color on it. So all I did is the text is white, but I added a fill to the entire box, and then I added transparency to it. So you got kind of a deeper gray color, but it shows through the background. And once again, we could choose a blue if we wanted to. Let's go up and choose a nice blue here. It's just fun. I love dragging this little kind of magic eyedropper across things, and it completely changes the color, which is great. And you can see how the transparency, if that blue is too strong, just scale it up a little bit. If you want it stronger, just back it off a little bit. So it's super fun to play with transparency in photos, paper, and in text as well. All right, let's go to another project here. Let's look at that kind of that snow one I had before. So this one, a lot of times, when I was first learning Studio, I would look at some of the templates that existed and kind of dissect them, see what the designer had done. I would go ahead and start them like I was going to, play with it myself and do my own design. And then if you don't know how something is created, just go ahead and open it up, click on it, and then go to your toolbox and say, it's just a circle, 100% white, and so here's 100% white, and with the 70 transparency added onto it. It's great. So it makes this great transparent thing. And it's the same thing with these pieces of confetti here. Let's see if I can grab a confetti piece here. So I'm going to do a copy and a paste just so you can see it. The original starting point, if I take everything off, this was brightly colored confetti. So you would have never thought I would have started with that at all. But if you add a fill, so I added this nice kind of subtle teal color fill, and then I just added some transparency to it. So you get these great layers of color and things overlapping, which is wonderful. It adds that dimension to it. And you could change it to any color you wanted. We could do, let's see, if we did a bright color, you probably don't want yellow. I don't know. But you can play. It's just fun. I mean, I really encourage you guys to spend some time just allowing yourself and letting yourself play in Studio. That's how you learn. You just try different techniques and different transparency, play with the blur, see what happens. It's great. You'll learn a lot by playing that way. The other thing that it's great for, say this is the back of your card here. I don't really want to write my letter on this dark gray paper. So what I'm going to do is so that the back mimics the front, I just took this is from the Grayscale collection. It's just a white piece of paper. I added the same rounded corner effects on this white paper here as the photo on the front. And then if I check one of my little circles, it's 70 transparency, so I can click on the white square here and add a 70 transparency on the back. So instantly, your back mimics the front in the same design style. And what I love about the transparency is it allows that background paper and that texture to come out. So instead of this harsh, solid white piece of paper, you've got this beautiful gray texture of the paper showing in the background. And then once you have that on the back, you just easily, pull up one of your text boxes, and say, all you do is happy holidays. And then you just continue with your letter that way. So it's an easy way to do a letter onto dark paper. That could either be black text, or you could change the text to white, or maybe one of the blue colors. This technique with this white little transparent box on the top works great on papers, or if you have maybe you're doing a big photo canvas and it's a little dark, these transparent boxes work great for highlighting quotes or people's names and dates. So remember this trick. It helps you when a photo is too strong or a paper is too strong. It kind of subtly handles things and allows you an easier way to write text on. All right, and let's see, we've got one more here. I'm going to show you that ombre effect, which is really cool. I noticed Brooke had one of the new designs that just came in today, I believe, had kind of a snow effect on the bottom, and I think she might have used the same technique too. So let's see here. If I turned off the blur, so I'm kind of dissecting what I've done here, I'm going to back off the blur here to make it 0. As you can see, it's really 2 pieces of paper with this harsh line here. We can make it even stronger. Let's make it a little stronger so we can kind of see it real obviously. So if you took this paper and we're just going to add some blur to it, you can see how it starts to blur. And it just makes this beautiful transition here. So you're almost creating kind of a custom paper, if you will. So I kind of like them real subtle, but actually this kind of color combination looks pretty nice. And then just be aware always, if you change a color on one of the projects, if you like a stronger blue, make sure that you check your copy or your other embellishments in the project. Because I had this gray text before, which now is too hard to read. So you'll need to go to your fill color and probably change that to white. So I'd change those to white if you're, actually let me not do that. This is a piece of word art. When you change the fill color, you can tell it's a piece of word art. This is a piece of text, so you need to go to Tools and then where your fonts are, and then select the color that way. So that reads much better that way. So make sure there's one little thing here too. Your card will have clean edges on it, of course. With the blur, you have to make sure, I actually covered these up because I didn't have a true card here. Be aware the blur actually creates really blurred edges. Here, let me make it solid, no blur first. So it's solid here, but as I add the blur, it gets really wide, which is fine on the top you want. So just make sure your paper is pulled wide enough that you get a solid effect all the way. Right here, it's getting a little light, so you'll want to unlock it and then pull this down a little bit to make sure you get a solid coverage all the way down. So here's the card edge would show. Let's bring that back to the front. So you'd have a nice solid edge like that. So great. So is everybody getting that technique? It's a fun one to play with.
Yeah, people are using it and enjoying it. Let's see. That's an interesting question. Sorry, it took me a second to read it. Does
okay.
Transparency, so you've got transparency and fill color often result in a similar effect, or is there a design difference? I guess not quite sure I get the question. Right.
Right.
So can you kind of do the same thing?
Yeah.
With,
So they do sometimes work similarly, I guess. Let's see. If I take off the blur, if I had a solid color here, the fill is just changing. The fill is solid. But if I had a solid color and then do transparency, it actually makes it lighter, and I'm seeing the background from behind. It's really, there's no right or wrong way. It's really just a matter of you playing. And sometimes I use a combination of, partial fill plus partial transparency. It's just whatever color or effect you're trying to achieve. The transparency will show you what's in the background, or if you have a textured paper, you can see through it. The fill color always is solid color, so you won't see that texture. It'll just change the solid color lighter or darker. Well, sometimes it works. If you took a pattern paper and added a fill, you can back off some of the fill color and still see the pattern behind. It really just depends on the effect you're trying to achieve. So once again, it's just a matter of playing, trying different techniques and combination. And I've said this before, happy accidents are the best. So many of my effects are achieved by making what would maybe be considered a mistake, but it's not a mistake. I mean, it's just something beautiful ends up happening because you did something incorrectly, but nothing's incorrect. So
Right. So definitely get in and try and play and see what, think creatively and how you can get around if you have some challenges or something you really want to see happen. Try your hand and try different things. So.
Yep. See, I'm
I
putting
think that's
like a
about
fill
it on
color.
on the
So there was a solid washi tape, so I can add fill color and back it off. So it just depends on different effects you're trying to achieve. So just, play and have fun with them. All right, I think we're just about out of time, aren't we? Let's see here.
Yeah, we're about there.
Yep. All right, and I did want to mention over on our Facebook page, too, we have a challenge up right now if you want to play with that. It's going on all month. And basically, we want you to upload and share your holiday greetings. So you've got to the end of the month, and so it's kind of incentive to help you get it all finished and wrapped up by the end of the month and published. You could possibly win 25 points. We all get together at the end of the month, the creative team, and we discuss who we think had a great design that month, and we award 25 free publishing points. So we'd love to see any holiday cards that you guys come up with this year.
Absolutely.
Right.
Absolutely. So what's coming up next month?
So next month, I know we're just getting through our holiday cards and our holiday gifts, but it's time to start working on our family yearbooks already and pulling together our photos. So I'm going to show you some new designs. It's great. Family yearbooks are a wonderful thing to start working when you have a little bit of a winter break and the kids are busy playing with their toys or whatever. I always sneak into my office and get a little studio time in there and start my family yearbook. So we'll look forward to seeing you guys on Thursday, December 11th.
Perfect. Well, thanks again to Roxanne. And as a last thank you to our attendees, I'm going to grab a name out of our hat here and give Nancy Day 25 publishing points. So we'll ask Brooke to put those into your account, Nancy. And thanks for joining us, all of you. Have fun making those holiday cards, and we will see you next month. Thanks.
Okay, good night, everybody.
Good night.